away. But with 8 defenders on you, it's better to take the safety.
Yeah.
And fortunately, that was the result. I'm not sure if it didn't go past the back line there or not. But Sidney actually saved himself perhaps as much as 5 points or 6 points on it, depending on what would have happened for Troy. But
he probably did the smart thing where he made sure he had the ball and just take the safety, take the 2 instead of the 7.
I'm not sure that's what he was thinking about. I think he was trying to get it away, and
yeah.
It's a little bit difficult. He was standing right near the end line, and as we're trying to restore, I think we're still trying to work on an image here, and we'll have that shortly. But some technical difficulties, folks, so hang with us. He bobbled the snap, and there were probably at least 6 or 7 Troy rushers in on the play, and I think he might have stepped out of bounds with the football. So it's 2-0 is our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard with 3:42 on the clock in the first quarter. And Flynn will punt it away from the 20-yard line. Haven't had a safety in a while. Flynn will boot it. Line drive kick. It's going to hit at the 35. It's fielded by the Trojans. Stoltz trying to get some running room, but looks like Dylan Kelly, number 11, as well as Miles Vordermark.
Good coverage by the Sidney kick team.
Definitely a lot of intensity on the part of the Yellow Jackets on that coverage. Football will be at the 38, so that's where Troy will start. So it's 1st and 10 football at the Troy 38-yard line. 3:34 to go on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Kowicki gets the pitch. Vordermark read that one very well.
Yeah, he did. Nice play.
Tell you what, they'll have their hands full with Miles Vordermark all night. He's a solid linebacker. That makes it 2nd down and 12. Clock at 3 minutes on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Fake to Kowicki. They're going to throw it. Short pass. Ritchie will make the catch. Across the 40-yard line, but well short of the first down.
Yeah, it's open. It says HDR CX 150.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 12. The Trojans opened the season with a 56-24 win over Dunbar. Then they lost to unbeaten Xenia 50-20. And then the following week, they lost to Piqua 59-0. Came back after that with a win over Stebbins at 17-7 and knocked off Fairborn 40-7 last week. Kowicki straight ahead across the 35. It's going to be 4th down and about 2 yards. 4th down and 2 for Troy. Let's see what the Trojans do. They have a 2-0 lead, really thanks to their defense.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they're going for it.
Devin Strobel, number 22, will come into the lineup.
Nobody back for Sidney.
Stoltz, Kowicki, powers his way forward. He'll be near the first down.
Oh, they gave it to him.
That'll be a first down. Number 6, Tank Fleming, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, made the stop, but the Trojans will pick up the first down, and the drive will continue as we wind down the first quarter as Cameron Stoltz goes over to his coach to get the play.
I think we're going to have a timeout, Troy.
Troy is going to take a timeout. All timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. 1:05 to go here in quarter number 1. Our score, Troy 2, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Troy Trojans take the timeout, got the first down. 2 in the backfield. Kowicki, left side, picks up about 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd down and 7 as they move into Sidney territory with that rush.
Okay, it says
Just what you want from your wing T. Ball control offense. Run that clock.
Kowicki entered to tonight's game with 51 rushes and 415 yards for an average of 8.1. That's pretty good figures. Kowicki again straight ahead. He's across the 45, and they're starting to get into a rhythm here.
Yeah, that's his 10th carry for 29 yards.
there it is. I got it. I had it.
So it's going to be 3rd down and a long 1 yard to go for Troy, and that's going to wind up our first quarter of play. The Sidney and Troy rivalry here on NKTelco Sports. Our score, Troy 2, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Trojans with the football as they start the second quarter of play. Kowicki will move forward and get near the 40. Miles Vordermark and number 74 Austin Yates both in on the stop that time. Football's going to be marked at the 41-yard line. So that's no gain on the play, so great defense there by the Yellow Jackets. It's kind of like a fire drill, Craig.
Yeah,
when
that's what it looks like.
In motion left side is Ritchie. He's going to try and turn it upfield. Good speed. He
Oh,
cuts
there he
inside.
goes.
He's got the open lane, and it's to the end zone. Number 13, Willie Ritchie,
41 yards.
41-yard touchdown run for Willie Ritchie. $11:28 on the clock. But a penalty, so let's see what the call is.
Going to bring it back.
Boy, Ritchie made that cut upfield, and once he made that cut,
There was no.
and here comes the indication. Personal foul against Troy. So now the question is the touchdown count?
It looks like it. They're lining up for the PAT. Huh.
Yep, touchdown counts. So Ritchie's run, it must have been after the score.
Yeah.
So Stoltz will try and kick the extra point. Cameron Stoltz, 11 for 11 in extra points and field goals attempt. He tried his fifth earlier. He's made two so far this season. So sophomore, they're not afraid to use him. Extra point upcoming, 8-0 our score. Troy with the lead. Kick is up.
I think he pulled it. Nope, yep.
And he pulled it left. So the PAT is first miss of the season. And it leaves our score with an 8-0 Troy lead. Once again, our score, Troy 8, Sidney 0. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Troy with the kickoff. 11:28 on the clock. It's a short one. Here comes the Sidney return. Jai Foster Wheeler going to go back to about the 32-yard line. So good thing is Yellow Jackets have got the football, Craig.
Yep. Let's see if they started the last drive at their 28 and they lost yardage on every play. So let's see if they can get something going there.
So Ritchie has a 41-yard run with 11:28 to go in the second quarter. And Troy is now up 8-0. They had a safety in the first quarter. Now let's see if the Yellow Jackets can get to work here on offense. A little better field position. They'll try to move it upfield, and they do. That was Julius Spradling with the carry. The sophomore gets it upfield and some positive yardage for a change, so that makes it 2nd down and 7. Ball will rest at the 36-yard line. Sam Reynolds and Julia Spradling will go to the left side. The two favorite targets of quarterback Terry Tucker Heron. It goes to the backfield, straight ahead. As number 15, Isaiah Foster, a sophomore, picks up some good yardage, and the Yellow Jackets are moving forward, and they've got a first down.
First down of the evening.
Football at the Sidney 46, and lively night here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney. It's elementary school night, and boy, when they do that, the kids come out.
Yeah, they do.
Lots of young people here tonight.
Very impressive pregame ceremonies. Oh.
Straight ahead, good running room by Isaiah Foster. Foster picks up yet another Sidney first down, and the Yellow Jackets are on the move with the football at the 43. Clock coming up on 10 minutes on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Signal comes in from the Yellow Jacket sideline. Reynolds and Spradling go to the left side. Foster Wheeler is the wingback to the left. He'll drop back into the backfield next to Heron. And he'll get the football. Tries to dive forward, but not much space there.
Maybe a yard.
As in on the stop, number 57 for the Trojans. Hang on, we've got it. How about Owen Harleman, a senior? And Heron's pass intended for Spradlin on the crossover is incomplete. The clock will stop at 9:05 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. It's kind of been a hectic first quarter plus, hasn't it?
Oh, yes, it has been.
A lot of things happening.
Yep.
But we will persevere. Dave Helmstetter and Craig Louth with you here from Memorial Stadium on the 30-0 field of Sidney. Yellow Jackets down 8-0, but they're trying to climb back into it with a drive right here. Heron over the middle to Spradling. Oh, he's got some running room, and he'll move in near the 27-yard line. Let's see where they'll mark it, and it's a nice pass and catch by Heron to Spradling, and they're going to mark it at the 28, so first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice crossing pattern by Spradling. He almost broke it, so he would have been off to the races there.
Reynolds is to the left side, and we all know what Reynolds can do. Heron, he'll hand it off to Foster, but defense is going to collapse. Number 22, Devin Strobel. He's the first to find contact with Foster, and Strobel, fine defensive player. He's got 24 tackles on the season and a sack, plus 8.5 tackles for a loss. That's an impressive stat.
Yes, it is.
For the young man. Loss of a yard, so he can add to that total. So that's a 1-yard loss, it looks like, for the Yellow Jackets. That sets up second down and 11. Short side, 2 receivers. Foster, Heron looks that way for Reynolds. They get the ball in his hands. Sam trying to fight towards the 20. Going to be a little bit short of that 20.
Oh, injured player for the Trojans.
Number 21, Quinn Garrity, a junior, in on the stop for the Trojans. Got a break in the action here as our First National Bank Think First scoreboard stops at 7:44 to go in the first half. Our score, Troy 8, Sidney 0. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. Carriage Works has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for Carriage Works. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Say we're back to live action here at Sidney, 7:44 to go. Yellow Jackets with a 3rd down and 5. Foster short of the 20-yard line. It's going to leave him about 2 yards short of that 1st down and set up a major 4th down for the Yellow Jackets here in the first half of play.
Looks like 4th and 3.
4th and 3. Foster with the carry that time for the Yellow Jackets. Clock counting down towards 7 minutes, and we were talking during the injury timeout how amazing the wing tee can be because time goes fast in a football game. Spradlin right side looking for room. There's a flag. Spradlin run out of bounds, and I think Troy's defense is going to do the job. They're going to mark it at between the 18 and 19-yard lines, and now we have to determine what the penalty is. And it looks like it's against Sidney, probably a hold. So that means Troy will take over with 6:52 to go, and Troy naturally declines the penalty. They'll have the football, and they'll mark it officially at the 19-yard line. So Troy with the football, and they've pretty much, one pass so far?
Two passes. 2 passes so far. Both completed for 10 yards.
So the efficiency is extremely good on the passing game as Kellen Miller goes wide to the right. In motion goes Stoltz. Handoff straight ahead. They'll get to the 20. I believe that's Kowicki.
He's going to be the workhorse tonight.
Yeah, Kowicki, as we said, 415 yards coming into tonight's game. Only going to add to that is, you're right, Craig, he will be the workhorse with Ward out of the lineup.
That's 12 rushes already for him for 34 yards.
Troy will nurture this 8-0 lead for the next 6 minutes if Sidney's defense lets them. Short pass right side. Ritchie, he'll get across the 25 and all the way to the 28-yard line. I'll tell you, Willie Ritchie, number 13 for the Trojans, he's got some breakaway speed, and he showed it earlier.
He had to go down to the turf to pick that one up. Surprising from Troy, 3 passes already.
And that makes it a 3rd down and 1. A lineup just a little different than the wing tees that I'm used to seeing. But we've got a timeout. Troy will take the timeout. Timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. Our score with 5:32 to go in the first half. Troy 8, Sidney 0. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Right side, Kowicki looking for the first down. And they got it. They get to the 30. So what do they get, an extra half yard on that maybe?
Pretty much, yeah.
They're measuring it very carefully. So that's going to make it 1st and 10. Football rests at the 30-yard line. Two in the backfield, pitch left side, Ritchie. He's going to use that speed, and Vordermark there in on the stop. As well as number 1, Kevin Marcus, a sophomore defensive back, comes up to help Vordermark out. Football will rest at the 33-yard line.
Ritchie has 44 yards on 2 carries tonight. He had that 41-yard scamper there for Troy's only touchdown.
Traditional wing tee set. They'll hand off to Kowicki this time. Flag on the play, something in the middle of the line, though I thought maybe the Trojans might have had a procedure call, but the hold will go against Troy. And they're going to mark it off from the 35, so that should put them at the 25. And that's going to make it 2nd down and looks like 15.
Yep.
Got to get to the 40-yard line, the Sidney 40-yard line for the first down.
2 penalties for Troy for 15 yards.
Yellow Jackets this season, they started first 2 games of the season. They lost to Bellefontaine 43-13 and also to Tippecanoe, unbeaten, I believe, yet on the season at 34-20. Here comes the scramble, and the Sidney defense after Cameron Stoltz and Vordermark, and also number 50, Sam New, in on the stop.
Lost 3.
Another loss, that'll make it 3rd down and 18. Yellow Jackets picked up their first win of the season in overtime against Greenville, 49-48. Defeated Butler 12-6, and then last week played Piqua and lost 42-6. So they stand 2-3 and 2-2 in conference play. West Carrollton's up next after Troy. That'll be a home game for the Yellow Jackets. Sweep left side. Here come the Yellow Jackets. They're going to read it quite well. Yeah. And number 30, Vordermark. Miles Vordermark in on the stop. Number 74, Austin Yates, helps him out. And the Trojans, with an 8-0 lead, will be forced to punt it away.
First punt of the night.
Julius Spradling will return it. He'll stand at the 45-yard line of Sidney.
Oh, that was close.
Near block, Spradlin lets it bounce. It hits him, bounces back to Troy, and with the recovery, number 26, Peyton Land, will recover it as Spradlin thought about catching it. Then he decided to get out of the way, and that hesitation caused the fumble, and Troy will take over.
Bounced off his chest right into the arms of Troy.
Land with the recovery, so a turnover for the Yellow Jackets. 2:26 to play as Coach Everhart huddles with his quarterback. Sophomore comes in. Austin Zapfi, the center, as Kowicki goes to the right side. That's Yates again, I believe. Yeah, Austin Yates, number 74. Boy, that nose tackle's playing a heck of a game for the Yellow Jackets. A loss of a yard. Clock at 2 minutes. I'm waiting for Troy just to throw one long.
Yeah.
Get Richie out on the flat somewhere and let him run. See if he can catch up to the ball. Clock counting down, as you can see on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. We're at 1:50 to go. First half of play.
Sidney's got 8-9 men up in the box.
Here comes the pitch left side. He'll get to the 30. And the tackle made there by Bryce Hughes, 5'8", 161-pound junior with the stop. Hughes having a nice year for the Yellow Jackets. He's got 25 tackles on the season. Oh, Sean Strominger comes into the lineup for Sidney, but Yellow Jackets are going to take a timeout with 1:15 to play. Timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Our score, Troy 8, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Sidney takes that timeout, and head coach Adam Dunges, who coordinates the defense, trying to fire his troops up. Kowicki, he'll go off right tackle. This time number 73, Sean Strominger. 6'2", 331-pound sophomore. I got him with the tackle, I do believe. They're going right side. There's got to be a penalty there.
Early movement on 58.
You knew they were going to the right side because the guards were all pulling and everybody was going right. Procedure against the Trojans. As Cameron Stoltz, 6 foot, 165-pound sophomore quarterback, starting tonight for Troy. Under center, they'll shift right side. Stoltz, Collins,
They
Stoltz.
can get the corner.
Got the first down. And he'll step out of bounds. They're going to call that at the 27. So nice gain, and well, it's going to make it 2nd down and 9. So only a pickup of 1, a little bit of north-south action there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 9, football at the 27-yard line. Miller goes to the left side. They'll shift to the left, in motion left side.
This is a play they scored on.
Ritchie trying to find the open lane and not there this time. Sam New, number 5, made sure of that, and the clock's going to stop with 36 seconds as Troy will take the timeout and assess what they're going to do here in the final 36 seconds. It's 3rd down and 6. Football to 24-yard line of Sidney. NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Tuesday, October the 11th at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, October the 15th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. 8-0. Troy with the lead and knocking on the door again at the 24-yard line, but the clock with only 36 seconds on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard here in the first half of play. Thanks for joining us here on NKTelco Sports. Dave Helmstetter alongside me tonight, Craig Louth, as they shift to the right side. Tackle moves to the right. They're going to roll to the right. Here comes the pressure.
Nice.
Pass is going to be completed. And I think he stayed in bounds, though, at the 15-yard line. And they're going to stop the clock to move the chains for the first down. Now the clock starts back up. And they'll ground it, stop the clock at 19 seconds. And the ball's on the 15-yard line. So, worst case scenario, if they use the clock properly, they can get a field goal off and or find the end zone. 19 seconds to go. Trying to see, trying to look at timeouts. Troy is out of timeouts. Sidney still has 2. At least that's what the scoreboard clock is telling us. They'll break huddle, and here we go. Miller wide left. Ritchie also to the left side.
Heavy on the left.
And that's the way Stoltz, he'll roll that way, in trouble, reverses direction, trying to get out of bounds now, and he will with 9 seconds left. Alert play. That's a smart play for a sophomore.
Yep.
Play was set up to the left side, as you could see, and as he rolled to the left, it was obvious very quickly that he wasn't going to have a play. Reverse direction and got out of bounds, stopping the clock with 9 seconds.
Yeah, he saved the field goal chance there just by going out of bounds. Very smart.
Cameron Stoltz will try and kick the field goal. 2 out of 5, missed one earlier in today's contest. So whistle, and Sidney's going to take a timeout.
Try to ice him.
As head coach Adam Dunges says, let's ice the kicker with 8 seconds on the clock. 3rd down and 13, football at the 18, so we're looking at about a 35-yard field goal or so for Cameron Stoltz. As we said, he's 2 out of 5 for the season from field goal range. I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson, Copeland Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. They'll spot it right at the 25, so it's a 35-yard boot for Cameron Stoltz.
Looks like they put that second back on. 9 seconds left.
9 back on the board. Good snap. Blocked. Oh! Guess who?
Oh, he can
Miles Mark. It's a live ball at midfield. Clock at 2. And into Troy territory. There should be a little bit of time left on the clock. Troy's headed for the locker room. Let's just see what happens. Hang tight here for a moment, but a big special teams play. They're going to put a second back on the clock as head coach Adam Dunges out the middle of the field.
I was watching the clock when all that was going on, and it did reach 0, so I don't know how they got the 1 back on the clock. And there must be, that's the half.
That is the half. What a half of football.
Yeah.
It ends on a big special teams play by the Sidney Yellow Jackets on a black field goal attempt. Our halftime score from Sidney: Troy 8, the Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen. And check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
The Troy Trojans are enjoying an 8-0 lead over Sidney here at halftime. We're just a minute and a half or so away from the start of the second half. Actually, it's a little bit more than that. With the warm-up period, Troy leading 8-0. Let's take a look at our first half numbers and talk a little bit about the first half while we have an opportunity here. Craig, the numbers for half number 1.
Well, the scoring summary at the 3:42 mark of the first quarter, Joey Flynn mishandled the punt in the end zone, and Troy tackled him out of bounds for a safety to give Troy the 2-0 lead. And then in the second quarter at the 11:28 mark, Willie Ritchie ran 41 yards for a touchdown. The extra point was no good, and that's where we're at with Troy leading 8-0. Looking at Troy's number, first downs, they had 8 first downs. Total yards, 144. They had 28 rushes for 117 yards. They were 4 or 5 passing for 27. They ran a total of 33 plays. For Sidney, they had 3 first downs and only 27 total yards for the first half. They had 9 rushes for 5 yards. They were 3 of 5 passing for 22. They only ran 14 plays that whole first half. They had 1 turnover, and that was on the Julius Spradling mishandled the punt, and Troy recovered. They did give up the 1 safety. For Troy, the kicking game, they missed a PAT, they missed a field goal, and then right there at the end of the second quarter, they had a field goal block. So as individual stats, Colin Stoltz had 6 rushes for 41 yards for Troy. Nick Kowicki had 15 rushes for 36. Willie Ritchie had 3 rushes for 45 in that 41-yard TD. Cameron Stoltz had 3 for a -5. Stoltz is also 4 or 5 for 27 yards, and all those went to Willie Ritchie. For Sidney, Isaiah Foster had 4 rushes for 21 yards. Julius Spradling had 1 for 3. Jai Wheeler had 1 for 1. Joey Flynn had the fumbled punt in the end zone for -5, and Tucker Heron had 2 rushes for -15. Passing-wise, Heron is 3 or 5 for 22 yards. Julius Spradling has 2 receptions for 16, and Sam Reynolds has the other 1 for 6.
Yeah, when you look at the first half of play, special teams, block punt in the end zone, or the safety on the punt attempt for Sidney, got him down right away, 2-0.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Yes.
Troy had the rush there, and 6, 7, 8 defenders right there on Flynn. And then, of course, Spradlin on the punt. They recovered, Troy did, but were unable to really capitalize on that.
Yep.
And Sidney came up with the big defensive play with the blocked field goal attempt. So when you look at it, here we are, 8-0, still a one-score game. Sidney is definitely in this.
Yes.
One big play away from possibly pulling to within 2 points, and then it's up to the conversion attempt.
Yep. Troy did what they wanted to. They wanted to control that clock, which they did, running 33 plays to 14 for Sidney. But that's what the wing tee will get you. 3-4 yards to carry, and then hopefully break a long one, and then you score. But, yeah, they definitely controlled the whole first half.
And that's exactly what happened with that wing tee, because 41-yard run there by Willie Ritchie, that just a sweep left side. He cuts it back up, and there's a lane, and he's in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yep. So we are going to start the second half here with 8-0 score. Troy and the advantage. Yellow Jackets will need to get the football first. And as you look at it, I think maybe the Yellow Jackets, they had one drive where they started to get into the rhythm of things, and they started to look good, and then they got into a fourth and short yardage, and were unable to come up with the first down.
Yeah, you're right. Those first 2 plays of that drive, they had a 10-yard run, 11-yard run, and you thought Sidney was going to get something going there, but they just kind of hit a brick wall then, and then got stopped on a fourth down.
Tyler Lewis is going to tee it up for Troy, and he'll kick it away. And our third quarter of action is underway, and it's going to be fielded by another number 10, Jai Foster Wheeler. And he'll move it upfield across the 30 and almost to the 35. In fact, that's looks like where we're going to start for the Yellow Jackets. So great field position, or good field position for Sidney. They'll start with a 1st and 10 at the 35, and let's see what happens to the Yellow Jackets here offensively as we start the third quarter. You take a look at the standings in the Valley Division. Xenia is the leader at 4-0. Yellow Jackets stand 2-2 with Stebbins in the Valley Division. Handoff. There's some speed as that's Harris, Martez Harris, I believe, with the rush. Number 26, that's the first time we've called his number tonight. Martez, a 5'10", 182-pound senior with a nice rush, and Sidney has the first down. 12-yard pickup, football at the 47. Reynolds is to the left. Spradlin is in motion that way. Harris is going to rush the football, but Davon Strobel in on the stop.
Looks like a loss of 1 on that carry.
Devin Strobel, that is, with the stop. Football is going to be spotted at the 46. So loss of, as you said, Craig, a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Clock coming up on 11 minutes here in the third quarter action on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Reynolds will come to the short side. Julia Spradling will go to the far side and the wide side. Pass intercepted. Troy on the return, looking for the end zone. Harris going to try and catch it. Touchdown. Troy, as number 20, Marcus Cavanaugh comes up with a big play. The sophomore playing linebacker runs it home. That's going to be
probably a 47-yard.
47-yard interception. Return for a touchdown, and that's a backbreaker as we start the third quarter. They tried that play a couple of times in the first half with a little bit of success, but the Troy defense that time simply read it.
Yep, they were sitting there waiting on it.
Stoltz with the extra point kick. Flags all over the place. Looks like an offside on Sidney, but let's see.
The kick was good. Looks like Troy's going to. Oh, hang on. Coach is thinking about it.
I think they'll have to take they're going to decline the penalty. That is what he said, right?
Yeah.
They're going to decline the penalty and kick it over. Okay, 10:36 on our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Good snap, kick. Looks good from here, and it is. 10:36, rocky start, second half for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. Our score, Troy 15, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
And the kick is away, and the Yellow Jackets, for the second time in the half, will return it. Jai Foster Wheeler with the return. And once again, Yellow Jackets will have the football this time at the 31-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10, and it'll be interesting now what the play selection will be.
Yeah. Let's see if they can get something going here.
Got Spradlin and Roberts to the left side. Foster takes the handoff. He goes straight ahead, a yard or two perhaps. Lots of different folks in the Troy defense here tonight. Parliament with the tackle. Number 56, Kellen Strayer, nose guard in that defense for Troy, right over the football. Roberts to the left side. Here comes the handoff, and that'll be Foster. Football on the 36-yard line, so it'll make it 3rd down and 5. Boy, just hate to punt the ball again.
Yeah.
I want to get a first down, get a little bit of momentum, get everybody back in focus after the halftime and the big interception there for a touchdown. Heron into the huddle. Foster will stand next to him. 2 receivers right side. He's going long, looking for Spradlin. Oh, almost a one-hand catch. I had visions of the Steelers last night on Thursday Night Football. Can't quite remember the guy's name. Gibson, I believe it was. Pulled that one in one-handed.
He almost came down with that one. That would have been a heck of a catch.
Also shows you, though, that there is an outside threat there that Troy has some difficulty with. They had 2 defenders on them. 2 bounce snap, and Flynn simply tackled back at the 20. So this is a special teams nightmare for the Yellow Jackets with 8:48 to go in the 3rd quarter of play.
Yeah, they just that bounced that one back there.
That was a 2-bouncer, unfortunately. And the Trojan defense all over it. So Troy will have the football at the 20 and another opportunity to increase this lead here in the 3rd quarter. Connor Moeller will go to the right side. Handoff up the middle. Nick Kowicki with the carry. Vordermark with the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Football will call it to 16, gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Kowicki has 16 rushes for 40 yards on the evening. He's been the workhorse.
Moeller goes to the right side. Kowicki is lined up in the backfield. In motion goes Stoltz. Kowicki, counter.
Nice hole.
He'll get to the 5. Boy, they set the motion to the right side, went back to left. Nice counter move there by Troy, and they pick up the 1st down, and that's going to be 1st and goal for Troy. That's the first time we really saw that, what I would call a counter.
Yeah, counter, yeah. Move everybody one way and go the other.
Moeller goes to the right side. Kowicki among 5 in the backfield, but now he'll get the carry right side. Vordermark.
He was back there in a hurry.
Vordermark with yet another tackle for a loss, as he single-handedly as a defender, he's having a brilliant game for Sidney.
Yeah. Came in leading the Jackets with 60 tackles on the year. He probably already has 8 to 10 tonight.
Easily. Stoltz and Kowicki in the backfield. They'll shift to the left side. Good indication that's where the football will go. Power football straight ahead. Kowicki will get to, we'll call it the 3-yard line. 3rd down and goal from the 3, and Troy knocking on the door. And boy, they're going to deliver the knockout punch here in the first few minutes of the 3rd quarter, as the Yellow Jackets just reeling from some special team mistakes here in this one. And a big interception. Stoltz right side. He'll hand off to Kowicki, and he'll be brought down short of a goal line by Vordermark.
Fourth down.
Fourth down and no gain on the play. Still marked at the 3, so really doesn't, Troy in that wing T, as much time as they consume.
Yep.
If they don't get in the end zones, they'll just tighten it up on defense, continue to work that clock. They shift to the right side.
I was going to say,
a little bit too many shifts.
Yep, false start, yep.
They were okay on the first one, but that second one wasn't disguised quite well enough.
I think that's going to bring on the kicking team.
And that's what it looks like. Of course, Cameron Stoltz, number 37, the quarterback tonight. He'll kick it. They're lining it up to the left hash mark, so he's got a pretty good angle on this one, though.
24-yarder.
Let's see how Stoltz does. Good snap. Kick is up. Looks pretty good. He nailed it.
Yep.
5:20 to go in this one. 24-yard field goal by Cameron Stoltz. And our score is 18-0. Once again, our score, the Troy Trojans 18, Sidney Yellow Jackets nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique.
in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Troy takes advantage with a field goal. And here comes an onside kick, but it's going to be recovered there by number 45. We'll have to double check that number.
15.
15, excuse me. Number 15, that's Isaiah Foster with the recovery. So Foster with the recovery, and it's Yellow Jacket football at the 40-yard line. Aaron Martinez Harris, he'll get across the 40, trying to pick up a few yards, and Yellow Jackets trying to run a couple plays without a miscue, and that becomes predictable, unfortunately.
Yep. Looks like a gain of 4.
Nice pickup, 2nd down and 6. Clock goes under 5 minutes on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Thanks for joining us here on NKTelco Sports. I'm Dave Helmstetter. Alongside me tonight, Craig Louth. Sidney High School football battling the Troy Trojans. Harris gets away from one defender. He'll go across the 45, and boy, bad news though, as there's a flag. Well, we'll wait and see what the call is. It's going to be holding against Sidney. Hold goes against the Yellow Jackets, and they'll mark it off to spot of the foul. Looks like about the 40. So they're going to mark it all the way back to about the 30-yard line. Yep, mark it at the 30, and that's going to make a 2nd and very long for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd down and 20. Football at the 30.
That one hurt. Ended up being a 14-yard penalty. They were at the 44. Foul occurred at the 40 from the spot.
Let's see if the Yellow Jackets can regroup. Spradling in motion. Left side it goes. They'll turn the corner and get across the 40.
Good run.
As Jai Foster Wheeler gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll set it up 3rd down and 10. Football at the 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets look to the sideline.
Let's see if they can convert one here. They're 1 for 5 on the evening so far on 3rd down.
See him go to Roberts. Trying to find Spradling, but it goes over Julius, and it's incomplete. Clock will stop at 3:59 and put up a 4th and 10. And Joey Flynn will be back to punt.
Another adventure in punting. See if they can get a good snap on this one.
It's been a tough night for Flynn. Not necessarily all his fault, but holy smokes.
Oh, he got it away.
Yeah.
Good for him. Roughing the kicker coming up.
They're going to bounce it inside the 40. It's going to go to about the 37, but they'll bring this one back. Flynn got it away. I'm not sure how Joey got it away. That time the snap was high. He made a nice catch just to bring it down. And Troy, because of the previous issues, they were sending everybody.
That's automatic 1st down.
So something bad turns into something good here for the Sidney Yellow Jackets. 3:47 to go. That'll give them a 1st down. They'll keep the football, keep it away from that wing T that Troy likes to run. if they can get the ball in the hands of Spradling or Roberts, they can move the football, but it's a challenge when there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Flynn made an almost an impossible catch, one-handed catch, and still got the punt off.
Aaron.
Oh.
Not going anywhere. Say hello to number 22, and that's Devin Strobel. I'll tell you, Strobel is only a junior. He had a great year as a sophomore, having a very good season as a junior, and tough defensive player. He is 6'1". He's listed at 230 pounds, Craig.
Wow. Yeah, he met him. Almost, yeah. You could almost hand it off to either one of them. He was there that quick.
Strobel had 24 tackles last season, a sack, and 8.5 tackles for a loss.
There's a good one.
Roberts at the 30. They can get the ball in the hands of Sam Reynolds. I've been calling him Roberts the last couple of times. My apologies. Sam Reynolds with that catch. Sam had 38 catches for 521 yards this season so far. So with a couple more today, I'm sure he's over the 40 mark. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. Sam Reynolds. He's to the right side. Here comes the rush. Foster Wheeler. He'll get it to inside the 30. So, you know, Sidney on the move. Boy, if they could just score here.
Yeah.
The deficit is not unsurmountable.
No, not for an offense like Sidney's.
They're going to spot it at the 24. Make it 2nd down and 6. Reynolds will go to the left side. Spradling just inside of him. Foster gets the carry.
Oh.
That's Strobel. He pushed the Sidney defender back 4 yards. That's why Strobel was there.
Yep.
That's an impressive defensive effort
is.
by the young man. He's an impressive presence there on the right side of that Troy defense. Pass.
Oh, nice catch.
Caught by Reynolds. He'll step out of bounds at the 21-yard line. So Sam Reynolds with the catch. He's got three TD catches this season. It's going to be 4th down and 3. Football's at the 21. Yellow Jackets look to the sideline for the call.
Big play here.
Reynolds short side. That's the way Heron looks. Try to get it to Reynolds, but it's incomplete. Good coverage that time.
Yeah.
Reynolds, if he makes that catch, it's another spectacular one. So Troy will take over on downs as Sidney got the ball down to the 21-yard line, helped by a roughing the punter call. So now Troy has the football at their 21, and they're going to use the old wing T plays. I don't think you'll see the Trojans throw the football.
No. And they won't be in a hurry either.
Nope.
Run that clock.
Handoff. Kowicki. Across the 25. All the way to the 27. So that's a pickup of 6. Call it 2nd down and 4. I think we're going to call Kowicki's number quite a few times here.
21 rushes for 60 yards so far.
Stoltz back to the huddle. Callum Miller will go wide to the left side. In motion goes Stoltz the other way. You'll get the football. Colin Stoltz across the 40.
Nice
Boy, he
run.
almost broke it. Just a step or two away from a real big gainer. That's Colin Stoltz. 6 foot, 170-pound senior. And he'll put the football at the 43-yard line, so it's a first down, and time just running down here in the third quarter. Kowicki in the backfield. Stoltz in motion. Kowicki straight ahead into Sidney territory. Loses the football, but it's going to be ruled he was down when he fumbled, so they'll place it at the Sidney 48. So it's second down and short for the Trojans. And they could run this quarter out, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do. That's going to end our third quarter of play. Our score, Troy 18, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Troy with the football, second down and short to start quarter number 4. Colin Stoltz, he'll step outside and pick up that first down on the sweep to the left side.
He has 8 carries for 60 yards tonight.
They have the first down, football to Sidney 45, and Troy just looking to put this one totally out of reach with this drive. You look at the season, Troy number 2 in the Miami Valley League when rushing the football. As Kowicki, no gain that time, but they have 251 rushes coming into tonight. 1,350 yards rushing. Number 1 in the conference is Xenia, who's also among one of the unbeaten division leaders. Then, as we talked about earlier, you flip it on to the other side. Number 10 in passing is Troy with only 188 yards coming in tonight's
they
contest.
Right around 37 yards a game.
Handoff, Kowicki trying to go outside.
He did good just to get back.
I think that was Tristan Collins in on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Collins makes the stop and looks like a loss of a yard, so a nice play by Collins. Clock now coming up on 10 minutes on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard. He'll roll to the right, Stoltz does.
Oh.
Bounces it off Bryce Hughes' number.
Hit him right in the back of the head.
Tell you what, the pass, if Hughes wasn't there, that would have been right on the numbers, I think. So that's going to set up a fourth down and long. So the Trojans will be forced to punt the football. Clock stops at 10:02 to play in this one. Spradling will stand at the Sidney 10-yard line. And Stoltz will punt it. Low line drive. It's going to go.
Oh, nice kick.
Out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. It did not look like a particularly effective punt until it hit the ground, and it took the right roll. And
at the 2, 3. Always keep.
They're going to move it out to about the 6, I think. Yeah, the 6. Great punt. So
40-yard punt.
40-yard punt and leaves Sidney with no field position whatsoever. So 9:55 to go in this one. Yellow Jackets looking to the sidelines. Like to remind you that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of tonight's contest Tuesday, October the 11th at 7:30 p.m. and Saturday, October the 15th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Looks like Yellow Jackets are short a player.
Well, I think number 64 offensive lineman has blood on his elbow.
So they had to make a substitution, and number 71, Logan Hilliard, will come into the lineup for the Yellow Jackets. And the Trojans just cover that one up. That's a
22 again.
Big loss. Strobel is he's as good a defensive player as I've seen all year. He's just totally disruptive on that defensive line, and there's an injury for Sidney. We'll take a break in the action as our clock stops at 9:35 on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Our score, Troy 18, Sidney nothing. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
From their own end zone, Sidney. Heron's got it. He rolls that way. Spradlin makes the catch. Gets tossed out of bounds at the 7-yard line. So number 7 goes out of bounds at the 7-yard line. 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Called a pickup of 5. But, boy, I tell you, this here is a big play because Sidney would be forced to punt from their own end zone again. And special teams have not been kind to the Yellow Jackets here tonight.
No. Let's see what they have dialed up here.
Heron will stand at the 2-yard line. He gets the snap. He's in the end zone.
Got him.
There it is. Off to the races we go.
He's gone.
He's going to break it.
93 yards.
93-yard touchdown. Jai Foster Wheeler. He got out into the open, had his man beat, and just like that, the Yellow Jackets say it's not over yet.
Yep, that's just what they needed.
We'll try the extra point kick. Flynn for the extra point. Good snap, kick, looks good. And it is Joey Flynn with the extra point kick at our score. Troy 18, Sidney 7. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Coming into tonight's game, Jai Foster Wheeler had 5 catches for 36 yards, but he's got 93 more on that reception. Big catch and run, and once out into the open field, he won the foot race, and Sidney is now on the scoreboard, and the margin is 11 points. They try the onside kick. It bounces to about the 42-yard line, or the short kick. And Troy, number 3, wisely covers it up. That's Alex Wheeler. So now it's up to the Sidney defense to see if they can create some momentum or more momentum for the Yellow Jackets. Stoltz under center. Kowicki straight ahead across midfield.
Strong runner.
To the 48-yard line of Sidney. Picks up a first down.
That's brought the Sidney sideline back to life a little bit here.
It sure did. Yellow Jacket crowd into it on that big pass reception. Miller goes left side. Kowicki in the backfield. Stoltz in motion. Quarterback will keep it. That's Stoltz. Cameron Stoltz, that is, and he'll get it to the 45, and it's 2nd down and 7. As you can see, we're coming up on 8 minutes to play in this one, so the Yellow Jackets need to come up with a big play on defense to slow this wing T offense for the Troy Trojans. Kowicki in the backfield, Stoltz in motion. Stoltz gets it right side. He's at the 35, cuts it back at the 30, goes almost forward to the 25-yard line, mark it at the 26. That was a fine run by Stoltz.
Almost lost it there at the end. He bobbled it just for a little bit.
A little bit of pursuit there by Sidney and almost created that turnover, but it's a 1st and 10. Trojans on the move with the football at the Sidney 26.
He's up to 79 yards on the evening on 9 rushes.
So you got Stoltz and Kowicki in that backfield. They're pretty effective. Stoltz has got nice speed to the outside, combined with that powerful running by Kowicki. Left side, this is Strobel, the defensive star for the Trojans as the starters get a breather. Football will go to the 24. He'll gain 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Here come the Trojans. Just grinding the time off the clock. Here comes Stoltz, right side. Or Ritchie, rather. Ritchie this time. Good defensive stop there by Kevin Marcus. Ritchie, number 13, in motion, comes back the other way. Picks up good yardage. It's at the 12-yard line.
He's got 5 carries for 57 yards, but the big one was that 41-yard touchdown in the 2nd quarter.
He also has good speed, too.
Yeah.
Cameron Stoltz, only a sophomore, back into the huddle. Stoltz. Ritchie in motion. This time it goes to Kowicki for maybe a yard. Looks like Luke Carter, number 59, in on the stop for Sidney. No gain is what they'll call it, so it's 2nd down and 10, but this is a deliberate ground attack drive for the Trojans, and it's eating the time off the clock.
I'm kind of surprised they're not running the play clock down even farther.
Yeah, they're leaving a little bit of time on the clock. Ritchie in motion, he'll get it.
Oh, yeah.
Miles Mortimark.
There's a guy.
We know who Miles Mortimark is tonight, that's for sure. Big loss. Makes it 3rd down and 13. Ball goes back to the 15. You're kind of curious. It's 3rd down and 13. Do you think that Troy would try a field goal?
Yeah. Good guy. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just kind of speculating or thinking ahead as it's 3rd down and 13. Are we in, 4-down territory here? They're working the clock. They're going to take a timeout, I'm sure, here, and they do at 4:32 on the clock. We'll take a break in the action as well. Troy 18, Sidney 7. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
You know what's coming.
That's right. Troy looking at 3rd down and 13, and we've got a penalty.
It's going to be a little bit longer.
It's going to be a little bit longer. Procedure call. Football at the 15, 25. That's a 32. Add 5 to it. So if you're kicking a field goal, if there's no gain on this play, it's going to be about a 37-yarder. But we're speculating a little bit because Troy's kind of working the clock for 32. Long yardage, 18. If you, do you go for that field goal or do you run another running play provided you don't get the first down?
You just take that chance on a miscue or a block and Sidney taking it back.
Clock stopped here after the timeout. Stoltz, here comes the screen.
Oh, nice. Collins set it up.
Here it comes. He's to the 10. He's going to be knocked out. He didn't get the first down. That play was more, that is the screen out of the wing tee, very, I don't want to say predictable, but you could see that one coming, I guess you could say, as they begin to line up. Now it's 10, 20, it's only a 27-yarder for a field goal and from the left hash mark, but they're going to have nothing to do with this, I don't believe. They're going to go for it. It's 4th down and 6. Their efficiency passing the football has been really very good.
Yeah. He is 5 of 7 on the evening.
Yeah, excellent efficiency rating. There's the fake. He's going to roll right, and he's going to have the first down and more for the end zone. Cameron Stoltz, and the power goes out on the scoreboard as he finds the end zone. Touchdown, Cameron Stoltz, and scoreboard goes down. Here comes the extra point by Stoltz as they're. Boy, what a nice call. We hadn't seen that one all night.
Yep.
And Cameron Stoltz made a great run, and once he got close to the end zone, he made the dive. Here comes the extra point. Kick is up. He booms that one through.
25-7.
So the power goes out on the scoreboard, but our score here at Memorial Stadium in Sidney, the Troy Trojans 25, the Sidney Yellow Jackets 7. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports. Big score by the Troy Trojans. They'll kick it away. Yellow Jackets will get the football. It's going to bounce at the 20. And a return across the 30. Jai Foster Wheeler with the return. Of course, he had the big 93-yard reception that brought the place down on Sidney's last possession. Let's see what the Yellow Jackets can do. Find themselves down 25-7. Got lots of speed, that's for sure, the Yellow Jackets do. Foster will be in the backfield as Tucker Heron will take the snap. In motion, Spradling. They're going long, looking for Roberts. He got tipped away at the last second. Reynolds had that. Sam Reynolds.
Nice throw, though. Heron hit him right on the money.
Caleb Akins, I think, tipped that away at the last seconds as Reynolds brought it down. Would have been a great catch by Sam. 4:05 to play. Clock will stop. Second down and 10. Football resting at the 32-yard line. Sidney number 2 in passing yardage and efficiency in the MVL. Foster will fight his way across the 35 to the 36-yard line coming into tonight's play. 70 out of 114 for a 61% plus figure. 151 plus yards, 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Of course, the Yellow Jackets had 1 interception tonight, proved costly as they started the second half with an interception, a return for a touchdown over the middle, looking for number 10, Foster Wheeler.
Heron is 7 for 15 tonight. 146 yards, 1 touchdown, and that 1 costly INT that you just talked about.
Football rests at the 36-yard line. 4th down and 6. Yellow Jackets really have no choice here but to go for it. Need to pick up the 6 yards. Pass over the middle.
Got it.
Reynolds with the catch and into Troy territory. I'll tell you, Sam Reynolds is as good a receiver as there is. Great set of hands on that young man. They'll send 2 receivers to the far side. Tucker Heron will take the snap. Here comes Strobel. You can see him coming in as a pass incomplete for Foster Wheeler. Strobel was
there.
He was there. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
He's very impressive to watch, Strobel. He's strong, quick, seems to always be in the backfield.
Heron straight back, looking for Reynolds. Going to overthrow him at the 20-yard line. It's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Football at the Troy 48 as Yellow Jackets trying to dial one up. Reynolds on the season. He came into tonight's game with 38 catches, 521 yards. Julius Spradling, 21 catches and 176 yards. And going to be a
offsides on Troy.
Troy with the penalty.
That's their 7th penalty tonight for 50 yards.
Football at the 44-yard line, or 43-yard line, excuse me. 3 receivers right side. Straight back goes Heron. And Spradlin's not going to be able to haul that one down, and the clock will stop with an even 3 minutes to go.
Heron slow getting up.
One thing to note, and I was looking for the stat, Troy had returned 2 interceptions this season for a touchdown and a 3rd one tonight. That's pretty phenomenal.
Yes.
3 touchdowns returned off of interceptions, and Gavin Burris had 2 of them. Or excuse me, Logan Ullery, as the pass goes out in the flat.
First
Marcus
down, nice.
Looking for the first down, and he'll get it. That's number 1, Kevin Marcus, sophomore with the catch and run, gets the first down. Yellow Jackets continue to move the football with Logan Ullery. 5 interceptions on the season, leads the MVL and 2 touchdowns, and returned them for 122 yards. Straight back goes Heron. Looking for Reynolds. Sam pass just knocked out of his hands.
I think Heron came out hurt. Who's in there now? Number 8? No. It's hard to see the number. He's a southpaw.
Logan Davis. Yeah, Logan Davis, I think you're right.
Yep.
He's in the lineup right now. So number 8, Logan Davis, a 6-foot sophomore in at quarterback for
trying to see if
the Yellow Jackets.
Where Heron is on the sideline.
I think that just occurred, didn't it?
Yeah.
Pass is incomplete. As Davis getting some snaps, and here comes Heron back in.
Davis is a 6-foot sophomore, 149 pounds.
2 minutes and 29 seconds left as the clock stops. Heron back in. Hook and ladder. Left side, here comes Foster. He's going to be drug out at about the 28-yard line. Spradlin tossed it back to Foster. Foster looks like he may have hurt an ankle. So he hobbles off and to the sidelines. Football at the 29-yard line. 4th down and 2. Clock coming up on 2 minutes. Just looking at the passing stats here, we'll talk about in a moment. Foster going to the right side. They're trying everything as Reynolds is going to be a little bit short. Wheeler, as Foster Wheeler with the incomplete pass. I was going to say, until tonight, at least according to the league stats that I'm looking at, Tucker Heron is the only one that had
any attempts.
Yeah. He was 70 out of 114 coming in here for 759 yards. So Davis throws his first pass. And
so does Wheeler.
And so does Foster Wheeler. So, minute 51. And Troy will take over on the incomplete pass. Football to 29, and handoff goes to the left side. Lots of different players into the lineup. That's number 3, Alex Wheeler. Halfback will gain a yard or two. Now let's make it no gain, so it's 2nd down and 10. Clock counting down, as you can see, and Trojans will run another play or two, and that's going to be it for this contest.
New quarterback is Bobby Royals, Jr.
Hand off to the left side. I think that's still Kowicki. Kowicki stays in. He'll get the football to the 31. 30 seconds on the play clock. 50-plus seconds on the scoreboard clock with remaining here in the 4th quarter. So
probably be the last play of the game. They run the play clock down.
One more running play, and that should be the end of this contest. Appreciate you watching this on NKTelco Sports. Tough night for the Yellow Jackets. And going to be a loss of about 2 yards to get back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to be it. Clock counts down. Troy goes to 4-2 and 3-2 in league play. Our final score, Troy 25, Sidney 7. We'll come back and give you a recap with statistics. Once again, our final score, Troy 25, Sidney 7. You're watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Back here at Sidney's Memorial Stadium, Yellow Jackets fall 25-7 to the Troy Trojans. Let's take a look at our final numbers for tonight's Sidney and Troy contest.
Okay, first for the victorious Troy Trojans. On the evening, they had 50 rushes for 222 yards. In the passing department, they were 5 of 7 for 38 yards. For a total net of 260 yards. They had 14 first downs, 13 rush, 1 pass. On third downs, they were 6 of 15, and on fourth downs, they were 3 of 3. For Sidney, for their team stats, they had 21 rushes for only 18 yards. On the evening passing, they were 10 of 21 for 176 yards. They did have that 93-yard touchdown run, but they also gave up 1 INT that was returned for the touchdown. On the evening, on the evening, they came up with a total of 194 net yards, 7 first downs, 3 rush, 3 pass, 1 by penalty. On the third downs, they were 3 of 11. On fourth downs, they were 2 of 6. Individual stats, excuse me. Individual stats, Troy was led by Kowicki, who had 27 rushes for 80 yards. Next was, Stoltz. Colin Stoltz had 9 rushes for 79 yards. Quarterback Cameron Stoltz had 5 rushes for 9 yards. Willie Ritchie had 6 rushes for 59 yards. Big one there was a 41-yarder in the second quarter that went for a touchdown. And then at the end, they had some mop-up duty. Number 22, Strobel, had 1 for 2 yards. Alex Wheeler had 1 rush for no yards. And at the end, Bobby Royals had 1 rush for -2 yards. Passing-wise, Cameron Stoltz was 5 of 7 for 38 yards. On the receiving end, Willie Ritchie had 4 receptions for 27 yards. And Colin Stoltz had 1 reception for 11 yards to give him there. They did have 5 penalties for 50 yards.
Troy Trojans used that wing T effectively. And
yes, they did.
Just a nice little touch of throwing the football at 5 out of 7. Very efficient.
The big thing for Sidney was the miscues. The 2 punts that were fumbled, 1 for a safety. Then they also had the other one where Flynn made the incredible one-handed catch. Still got the punt off. It got rough. That was a roughing the kicker, so they got a first down out of that. So individual stats for Sidney in the rushing department. Quarterback Tucker Heron had 2 rushes for -15 yards. Flynn had 2 for -21, and both of those were on the punt. Spradling had 1 for 3. Number 15, Isaiah Foster, had 9 rushes for 17 yards. Foster Wheeler had 4 rushes for 19, and Martez, it's hard to see, Harris had 3 rushes for 15 yards to give them their total of 18. Passing-wise, Heron was 10 of 21, 176 yards. A big one was that long 93-yarder, plus he had the INT that went back. Southpaw, Logan Davis was 0 of 2, and there at the end, Foster Wheeler tried that halfback pass for 0 of 1. On the receiving end, Spradling had 4 receptions for 27 yards. Leading receiver Sam Reynolds had 4 for 48. Foster Wheeler, again, the 1 for 93. And the last one is Isaiah Foster had 1 for 8 yards. And Sidney had 1 penalty for 13 yards.
And our player of the game brought to you by NKTelco. It's on defense. Miles Vordermark was a real disruptive force for the Sidney Yellow Jacket defense. Miles, standout linebacker, really had a nice effort for Sidney tonight. So he's our player of the game. We're all brought to you by NKTelco. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, and NKTelco. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, scoreboard sponsor, First National Bank, think first. Timeout sponsor, Precision Strip, starting lineup sponsor, Emerson Copeland Technologies, player of the game, NKTelco. Additional sponsors, Burke Petroleum, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwiedemann Incorporated, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, Securicom, and St. Henry Bank. Tonight's game will be replayed on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503, Tuesday, October the 11th at 7:30, and Saturday, October 15th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'm Dave Helmstead, and alongside me tonight, Craig Loff. I'd like to thank our camera operator, Mark Fissel. Once again, our final score from Sidney's Memorial Stadium. The Troy Trojans 25. The Sidney Yellow Jackets 7. You have been watching high school football on NKTelco Sports.